Alright, so I've just checked out the incredibly titled The Incredible Melting Man. And I know what you're all wondering, was it incredible? Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it was pretty good. So it's a 1977 American sci-fi body horror film directed by William Sachs. Now, he was a big fan of surrealism and comedy, and he wanted this film to have those two elements in it. But the producers got a hold of it and re-edited it to have a more serious tone, which, if you ask me, was a terrible idea. I mean, it's about a dude who melts. That concept should not be done seriously. The plot's pretty straightforward, really. A mission to space goes wrong, and the last surviving astronaut comes back to Earth as a melting, radioactive cannibal who goes around eating people for strength. And we follow a doctor and a general as they try and find him and stop him. Bit of a weird set, not gonna lie. So this film has got one really good element and one really bad element. I'll start with the good. The effects are excellent. Mainly the melting. We don't really get much outside of the melting, but the melting's enough to stand on its own and it really steals the show. The effects are done by a dude called Rick Baker, who did the special effects for An American Werewolf in London. So you know it's going to be good, and he's really good in this. Now for the bad. The pacing is kind of all over the place here. The film kind of meanders from kill to kill, with very little happening in between. Now, this probably came about as a side effect of the re-edit, the change from it being a comedy to a serious film. And it's a shame, really.
Houston calling Scorpio 5. Steve, do you read me? Ah!
When it's entertaining, it can be really fun though. There are lots of comic relief characters to help move the story along, such as the lemon-stealing elderly couple and the trigger-happy cops who are just giggling while shooting at the end. And all the acting's that fun, silly, campy acting that I just love. Now, a lot of the kills are actually done off screen, which is a bit of a shame, but the kills that we do get to see are fantastic, such as the dude falling onto the electrical cables and exploding, and of course, the big finale, the big melt, which is masterfully done.
Besides lemons, it'd be better. I can make you a nice lemon meringue pie. Would you like that, darling?
All right. Go steal your lemons. No, Neil! No!
So how does Vipco decide to treat this film? Terribly. The print is awful. It's muddy, it's blurry, and there's massive flickers now and again. This film relies heavily on its special effects, and when you can barely see what the hell's happening because of a shitty print, it kinda ruins the whole thing. And do we get anything new on the disc? Now that we're out of the alphabetical section? No. No, we don't. But we do get everything. We get chapter select stills, filmographies, and all 4 of the repeated trailers. Kind of a disappointment, but what can you do, eh? And the case isn't much better. It reads pretty well to start off with, but then you notice things like here, where they say that there's 6 things the melting man needs, and then proceed to list 5. And they also spelt werewolf wrong here. Seems a little stupid. Outside of that though, the info is correct. We get the Vault of Horrors logo again, no change there either, and again, I'm not going to mention this again until it changes in some way. Overall then, this is one hell of a weird film, and for that alone I would recommend it. Sure, it's a little slow and it gets a little lost now and again, but the special effects, the funny scenes and just the absurdity of the whole thing more than make up for it. I wouldn't recommend this print though. The Vipco release of this is awful. Go get yourself the Blu-ray, Arrow have got you covered on that front, and it'll be miles better than this, I'm sure. So, one crazy film this week, and I think that is going to get passed over onto the next film that we watch, because we're going to be taking a look at Ruggero Deodato's The House at the Edge of the Park. I had to look up how to pronounce Ruggero Deodato, because I've always just called him Ruggero. Also, it's in a red case for some reason.